Mega Chimecho is a huge buff to Chimecho. Not only does it now have a secondary typing in Steel, which gives it a bunch of resistances, but they buffed its stats in the right way, giving it an extremely impressive base 135 special attack, a 110 defense stat, and a 120 special defense stat. Considering they also added Stab Flash Cannon now to its move pool as well as a Boom Burst, I think this Pokemon has some big potential. So let's talk about it. I am really excited about Mega Chimecho. It is one of the coolest evolutions of a Mon from base to Mega form. In my opinion, it has the glow up of Mega Mawile. Obviously not offensively, but just how Mega Mawile went from regular Mawile to the awesome Mon it is today. Now, before we get into anything, I just want to say this is not on Pokemon Showdown as of yet. This is all me doing this with Inspect Element and King of the X-Road Sprite. All of this was edited by myself. And big shout out to King of the X-Road as well for obviously making the Chimecho Mega Sprite. In fact, when we go through the move pool of Chimecho, it's going to mess up my stats, so I have a little screenshot here just to keep that as it is. What are your thoughts on Mega Chimecho? Let me know down below. Are you as excited about it as I am? And let's get into this. So Psychic Steel is phenomenal typing. It's not like it added too much to Chimecho's weaknesses, because now it has a weakness to ground and now it has a weakness to fire. It already had the weakness to dark as well as the ghost weakness, but you also have some really key resistances like fairy. That is huge. You're also resistant to steel. You're also resistant to psychic 4 times. There's a lot of resistances it's ended up giving Chimecho, and we'll talk about the ability it obviously has as a base Chimecho and why I think that would be really good for Mega Chimecho, but we'll also talk about another ability that people are kind of contemplating or saying or guessing, that theorizing rather, not contemplating, theorizing that it will get. So historically, Psychic Steel is an incredible typing. Every single Pokemon that has been Psychic Steel or Steel Psychic, same thing, unless it's a Jeopardy question, same thing, has been either OU or good at OU or Ubers. That's basically it. There is no in between. We'll go down the list. Bronzong in Generation 4 was OU. It had set up Stealth Rock, it boomed, it had offensive Trick Room sets, and it had support sets. And then you fast forward to as of recent, a Bronzong was on a team that hit rank 1 of the OU tier as a Kyurem counter, being immune to Earth Power because of its levitate ability, as well as resisting ice moves. Then you have Metagross. Metagross was the GOAT of Gen 3 and Gen 4. Explosion was so good, that Pokemon is the whole reason why they nerfed Explosion from going forward Gen 5 and on. But then they gave us Mega Metagross, which obviously we know is an incredible Pokemon and even Uber in some metagames. And of course we have Jirachi. Jirachi, GOAT of Generation 3 as well. Some people like it more than even Tyranitar in that generation. GOAT of Generation 4. People even wanted to ban Ironhead on it as well as of recent talks and honestly old talks too. And then of course going forward it could still be the Scarf Choice Scarfer. It could be the Wish Protectmon. In this game it can Terra as well. And then of course you have the big dogs, right? You got Solgaleo, which might not be the best one. I kind of skipped Iron Crown, but Iron Crown obviously specs, amazing choice specs user, amazing Combine user with booster energy, amazing Assault Vest user. But yeah, Solgaleo, not the greatest Mon actually by itself, but it was still Uber all the time. I wouldn't mind it being tested in the OU metagame. It was still Uber all the time. And then you have Necrozma Duskmane, the pinnacle of Psychic Steel, the best Psychic Steel out there. The only Mon that could check Zacian, that had so much natural bulk, that could get up rocks, that could sweep as well, that could even stand up if he really wanted to become Ultra Necrozma, right? So Psychic Steel historically has been a great type, and I don't think Chimecho is going to be any different. The 110 defense, the 135 special attack, and the 120 special defense are perfect. This is exactly what you want, I believe. I think we guessed actually very similar to this when we were talking about Mega Chimecho on stream a long time ago when they first revealed it. It wasn't that long ago, actually. They revealed it not that long ago, but we guessed, I think, these exact same stats, but this is all you want from Mega Chimecho. You wanted those 3 stats buffed. There was no point in increasing speed. It's not what Chimecho's about. It has that good speed tier that is just fast enough to be faster than support Pokemon like Clefable and down, and then it also has just slow enough to be good in Trick Room, which I believe is where Chimecho will thrive, at least on the VGC side of things. And I don't play a lot of VGC, but I'll talk about both and what I think it actually brings to it. So Chimecho got Flash Cannon in its arsenal. Makes sense. It's steel typing. It also got Boom Burst. We're going to talk about Boom Burst later, but the big thing to remember about Boom Burst is that a neutral Boom Burst and a neutral Flash Cannon, Boom Burst is also always way stronger. Unless it's on a super effective target, Flash Cannon will not be stronger than Boom Burst. So, assuming Chimecho keeps Levitate, which is what we're kind of hoping for, because I think it makes perfect sense with Chimecho, you're getting rid of one of your key your key weaknesses, which is ground, right? And that's a big type in the OU tier. Now, granted, Pokemon like Gliscor and Pokemon like Great Tusk do have access to knockoff, but your 110 base defense is really helping you out in that scenario. I'll just show you overall why this bulk has helped Chimecho. If you look at this right here, this is just max HP Chimecho, which I think you'll almost always run on this Pokemon. A Spec Shadow Ball from Dragapult does 79 to 93. No investment, no Combine boost besides HP, no nothing else. So just to show that Chimecho has the overall bulk to be able to take one of the strongest ghost type attacks in the game. On the flip side, you can even say the same about King Gambit. Max attack King Gambit cannot kill in one hit without any dead. So just show that the bulk is obviously helping out this Pokemon that was once pathetic in terms of bulk. And I've used this mon in draft, and I think it's a great draft mon as well. So in terms of what Chimecho can bring to the table, I think it's going to be a combination of Bronzong plus Jirachi if it keeps Levitate. So it has the defensive properties of Bronzong, right, that can set up in front. Bronzong right now sets with Stealth Rock and then Iron Defense Body Pierces. Chimecho would calm Mine. And then I say it's a mixture of Jirachi plus Bronzong because it has the Levitate plus it has what Jirachi used to do. Super Rachi, which is a Calm Mind 3 attack Jirachi, or even Wish Jirachi. This does it better. The reason it does it better is because it has Recover. So it has that reliable Recover, and it has recovery in one turn. It's always healing 50% of its health in one turn, which is amazing. Right? So now it can be a Calm Mind Sweeper. The Steel typing has made it be able to resist Fairy, which is big for Pokemon like Iron Valiant, big for Pokemon like Clefable, big for Hatterene, etc. And you threaten them all with a Flash Cannon, right? You're smoking them with Flash Cannon. 135 base special attack is 405 maxed out with a Modest Nature, or with a plus special attack boosted nature, maybe Quiet if you're running on Trick Room. So being able to Calm Mind plus Recover is huge. On top of that, if we actually look at its move pool as a whole, other options that are very viable from draft or VGC, you have Baton Pass. It's usually going to be banned. For hitting dark types, you have Dazzling Gleam. I don't like Dazzling Gleam and Draining Kiss as much on this, but I think it could still be really good depending on the tier it ends up being in. But I just think it has potential in the OU tier because of its key resistances to some very, very, very prominent types in OU. And Draining Kiss, Dazzling Gleam also gives you a nice little option there. But of course, now you have your Stab Flash Cannon. Encore is amazing. But in terms of stopping fat, Encore helps you do that. But I think Psychic Noise does the exact same thing. And being a Levitate Pokemon that's offensive enough to even beat SD Gliscor, right? Because SD Gliscor runs Facade Earthquake or something around those lines. You naturally deal with that. You have Psychic Noise to stop. I'm like uncomfortable in my chair. I actually have to re-record this because the audio was all gone, even though everything was showing. I don't know. I hate when things like that happen, but no control. We just do it again. I love talking about Pokemon, so all that. I hope y'all like this too. Let me know your thoughts on Chimecho, please, down below. Feel free to leave a like if you enjoy this as well. And obviously, when we get more Pokemon that are actually out on Showdown, I'll start using them too. But Chimecho not only has, the option of Psyshock to combat Blissey and things like that too, but being Steel typing, it's immune to Toxic, right? This is huge. This is very big because that's how a lot of defensive Pokemon, like Clodsire, which you completely shut down on stall, or even just really any poisons, really just kind of overwhelm. Like, why is this called Chimecho? I did I was reading Chimichanga Mega. I didn't put the dash. Whoops, that's my fault. Anyway. So Psychic Noise, I think, is the big thing that comes to this Pokemon, right? Allowing it to really shut down fat on its own, right? The standard stall teams are running Blissey, right? It's running Corviknight, Gliscor, Clodsire, Dondozo, and then whatever 6 they want to run, right? I've seen Clefs, I've seen Toxapexes, I've seen whatever 6 as the last one. It can be literally whatever stall wants to run there. And Chimecho can kind of shut it all down by itself. Naturally being immune and resisting a lot, resisting Toxic, not really caring about anything, and also being able to beat the unaware Mons in Clefable, Clodsire, and even Dondozo, because you have Psychic Noise, you do too much, and you have too much special defense. Oh, I forgot to put the stats back. But too much defense to actually go down to Dozo as well. And you also have the combination of Grass Knot if you want that too. So I think it has a lot of stall breaking potential just on its own. And this is assuming it keeps Levitate, right? If it keeps Levitate, it has crazy potential in that regard. So if we keep looking at the rest of its moves, healing with support, but I mean, you're not going to use your Mega to kill to kill other Mons. I low-key think this could be a staple on stall too, just because this Pokemon still has Wish in its arsenal. As well, and it also has Heal Bell too, and it actually did keep that in this game, which I think is really cool. Knockoff as well for support moves too, and then Thunder Wave as well as Yawn, but Yawn doesn't really matter in singles because Yawn is banned. The Battle Stadium seems really cool too. Now when it comes to a doubles aspect. It's a Trick Roomer that actually threatens things offensively, but it also has Imprison. It also has Icy Wind to slow down stuff. And the big one is that it has Heal Pulse. And what Heal Pulse does, for those that don't know, it will heal 50% of your teammate. So it's a mon that's not taking much damage that can heal 50% of the teammate. And Bronzong is already a good Trick Room setter. Obviously, it doesn't cost a Megastone. This one would cost a Megastone. But we've definitely seen multiple of Megas. We've seen 2 Megas on teams in the past when Mega Pokemon were allowed. So I don't think it's actually even a waste using Chimecho in that regard. But also having Imprison and things like that too, I think is really nice for this Pokemon. Even Perish Song gives it a lot of potential there. I think there's also some scary potential with Cosmic Power plus Stored Power. Like, why not? Cosmic Power, Stored Power. Now you have the stats to really do a lot with it, right? Because you have 110 and 120. Again, just to show some calc, some of the stronger mons in the tier, but just like Iron Valiant, standard mix Iron Valiant is doing. Oh, I didn't even put Steel typing on the homie. Standard mix Iron Valiant, right? If you're running Cosmic Power, you're most likely running a bold set just because it's your weaker stat initially. This homie's doing 30 something %, right? And you can Cosmic Power, Stored Power, Recover, and then you can run Flash Cannon or something along the lines, Boom Burst even if you really want to. And I want to get into Boom Burst as well because while I'm talking about from a Levitate aspect, another move or another ability people are thinking that this Pokemon could have, and it makes sense, it's like a sound style Pokemon, would be a Liquid Voice style for Boom Burst. Basically making Boom Burst Steel typing, and all sound moves Steel typing, which is really interesting because it would be the strongest Boom Burster just off the rip, no boosting item, no nothing needed, the strongest Boom Burster out there, right? It's stronger than Exploud because it'd be Stab. And Exploud actually, so if you see the special attack stat at neutral, no special attack investment, it's 306. Exploud at max modest is 309 special attack with its Boom Burst. So, and on top of that, you have some really key resistances. And also you don't care about knock because you can recover off the damage. You also, if you also beat Headlong Rush, Rapid Spin, Ice Spinner, Stealth Rock, Great Tusk, which I think is really cool too. And then SD Facade, Gliscor, etc. So Boom Burst would be crazy coming off of the 405 special attack on this, because I assume if you run a Boom Burst one, obviously you can run defensive Combine Boom Burst, because that would be disgusting. And you probably would, especially against that, because you want max defense, because you want to be able to take the Headlong Rushes that will be aimed at you, because that will be the strongest moves in the game. But you're still doing massive damage while recovering off the damage after. On King Gambit, for instance, with max special attack, you're doing something like 43 to 51%, which is insane with just a resisted Boom Burst, right? But then you also have, like, let's say Cinderace, which is way less. Like, you're 2 KOing Cinderace, and if they're running max HP, you're doing 44 to 52. So you're doing just insane damage to these. Let's see the neutral ones, right? Especially, obviously, it's not going to keep Levitate, but, like, a defensive Landorus taking 81 to 96 is crazy, right? And you don't even need, again, if you're running this, you're probably running more defense. You're probably not running special attack. You're still doing 61 to 72. So you're just naturally taking on, and you're naturally, you eat Earthquake for breakfast. Let's put an Earthquake there. Let's put a max attack Earthquake, just because we want to make Landorus strong, right? We'll make homie Adamant, even though nobody's running Adamant. That probably actually kills. No, Adamant does 74 to 88. And nobody's running Adamant. Everybody's running Jolly because you're faster than Great Tusk, right? I'm obviously taking it from an aspect of current OU, but I still think it's worth talking about. Because after a boost, right? After a +1 defense boost, you're taking 49 to 59. So, like, if you go for Cosmic Power as Landorus comes in, it has to be max attack, it has to be Adamant, you can actually beat it by going for the second one after. And if it's Jolly, it will never beat you in 2 anyway. So it's just crazy, like, how bulky you can make this Pokemon and what it can do from the Combine, from the Cosmic Power aspect of it. We've seen Cosmic Power, Jirachi as well, do things. We've seen sweepers like Clefable, which is obviously a fairy type, getting away with Cosmic Power too. And in that case, they have Unaware. Sometimes they have Magic Guard as well, so they don't have to worry about status. The fact you don't have to worry about Toxic, and the fact this Pokemon doesn't care about being slowed down is really big. So I think there's a lot of good to come from this, whether it has Levitate or it has some sort of Liquid Voice, Steel, whatever the hell, the Iron Lung, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, I'm going to watch that movie, hopefully. It just has so much going for it from that, right? This is without getting much else in its move pool outside of the 2 moves it did get. It did get more in Legends ZA, but these are like the cool ones when it comes to, like, Boom Burst is cool neutral. We've seen offensive Scream Tail We've seen Screamtown, almost any ability, and literally any OM where you can run whatever ability you want in it, Pixelate, for instance. We've seen Boomburst, but we've also seen Screamtail, Boomburst, and Draft a lot with just max speed, booster energy, because again, Boomburst is its strongest move. It's strong in the second noise, strong in the Dazzling Gleam. So I think that Chimecho has insane potential. I think that it also having Draining Kiss, I didn't even talk about the Draining Kiss aspect, but like Calm Mind with Draining Kiss is also solid into dark types that are not Pokemon like King Gambit, dark types where you're actually hitting with super effective damage. The fact that a neutral non-boosted Draining Kiss is doing 41 to 48 to Samurai is crazy. And if you just go, again, +1 on Homie, you're doing 61 to 72, whereas their Ceaseless Edge is doing 53 to 63. Now, obviously, there's also like Dazzling Gleam as an option as well, as I mentioned, and you will smoke them with Dazzling Gleam. But it's just like some cool options. So I don't think anybody should count out Chimecho. I think it's incredible. I've been talking with Blim as well and a few other people, and they really think it has some insane OU potential. And I truly believe the same. But what are your thoughts? Please let me know down below. I'm so hyped for Chimecho. I'm going to talk about a few of the other megas as well, though that might start to taper off as we actually get to play with them on Showdown, because then I can actually come back with, or it might even come back. Who knows? Or maybe I'll do it for pokeaimPLUS. Who knows? Either way, leave a like, sub to the channel if you want. And yeah, I'm so hyped for Mega Chimecho. Let me know your thoughts. Are you hyped for Mega Chimecho? I hope so. Chime. All right, I'll see y'all. I don't know why the hell I did that. Peace.